Once upon a time, in ancient Greece, there was a king named Midas who ruled over the kingdom of Phrygia. King Midas was known far and wide for his immense wealth, but his greatest desire was to have more gold. He believed that if he had all the gold in the world, he would be the happiest man alive. One day, as Midas was sitting in his palace, a mysterious visitor appeared. It was a figure of radiant light, a stranger with a warm and inviting presence. This visitor was none other than the god Dionysus, who had come to reward Midas for his hospitality towards one of his followers. Dionysus offered Midas a wish, any wish he desired. Without hesitation, Midas exclaimed, "I wish that everything I touch turns to gold." Dionysus, knowing the potential consequences of such a wish, warned Midas to think carefully. But Midas was blinded by his greed and insisted. Reluctantly, Dionysus granted the wish and vanished. Overjoyed, Midas began to test his new power. He touched a table, and it immediately turned into solid gold. He touched a chair, a vase, and even the walls of his palace, everything transformed into gleaming gold. Midas was ecstatic, feeling as though he was the richest man in the world. The next morning, Midas eagerly sat down for breakfast. However, as soon as he touched his food, it turned to gold. His bread, his fruit, his wine, everything became inedible. Panic began to set in. How would he survive if he couldn't eat or drink? Just then, his beloved daughter, Marigold, entered the room. She ran to him with open arms, and Midas instinctively reached out to embrace her. The moment their bodies touched, Marigold was transformed into a golden statue. Midas was horrified. His heart broke as he realized the extent of his greed. His wish, which he thought would bring him endless joy, had instead brought him misery and despair. Desperate to undo the damage, Midas prayed to Dionysus, begging for mercy. "Please, take away this cursed gift," he implored. "I was wrong to be so greedy. I see now that gold is not worth losing what I love most." Dionysus heard Midas' plea and took pity on him. He appeared once more and told Midas to go to the river Pactolus and wash his hands in its waters. Midas obeyed immediately, rushing to the river. As he dipped his hands into the water, the golden touch flowed out of him, turning the sands of the riverbed to gold. When he returned to his palace, he found that everything had returned to its normal state, including his dear daughter, Marigold. Midas had learned a valuable lesson. He understood that true happiness could not be found in wealth and material possessions. From that day forward, he lived a life of humility and gratitude, cherishing the things that truly mattered, his family, his health, and the simple joys of life. Greed can lead to unintended consequences. True happiness comes from appreciating what you already have, not in constantly seeking more.
If you liked our video, please subscribe and hit like button. Thanks.